the issue of cable theft has emerged as quite a big one in the south of Johannesburg. That's areas around Soweto. In fact, earlier this week, we got reports of violent confrontations where people had left parts of Soweto, Kliptown that is, and gone into a nearby informal settlement where they were apparently going to monitor and even support a process by Eskom workers who'd gone there to disconnect or at least pursue some of the illegal people who were moving about cables taken illegally, obviously, because that is city infrastructure. Let's talk about the situation with Dr. Trevor Ngwane, Director for the Center for Sociological Research and Practice at the University of Johannesburg. Doctor, a very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Daytime Update. The issue of cable theft, especially in areas such as Soweto, is it a long-standing one, and how bad is it?
Thank you very much, Timberlake. Yeah, it's a long-standing problem. And it's been going on, for the past 5-10 years. Although I must say recently, there's been a lot of talk about cable theft. And I think it might be related to the constant power failures which Soweto is suffering from. Because I think that the cable thieves find it easier to target areas which are always in darkness. Here in Soweto, we are always in darkness, my brother.
And you say in Soweto you're always in darkness. This has gone on, you say, for at least 5 years now. Who is in charge of this illicit trade?
Well, let's put it in context, because, it's not as if the real frustration, Tembelile, is being in darkness. And then if you listen to Eskom at any, nice sunny day, they'll tell you, there's the problem of plant maintenance, plant breakdowns, wet coal, network overloading, illegal connections, cable theft, vandalism. So there's a whole menu of reasons that Eskom provides to residents, including here in Soweto, when there are no lights. But another important reason, which my center, we did research in Soweto, we found that Soweto is suffering from load reduction, which is an additional power failure over and above load shedding. So all I'm saying is that we should see it in perspective. Cable theft is but one aspect of the broader problem of power failures.
But the problem with the cable theft issue is, if that is not resolved, even if there were to be a stable flow of power every day, which Eskom has so far failed to guarantee for over a decade, if the cables are being stolen, there'd still be an interruption to power, which would then lead to these outages and, again, more confrontation. So until the culprits are found, that is still an issue.
Not really, because the people don't steal cables only in Soweto. They steal it all over Johannesburg. Mm-hmm. The problem, I think, because there are so many power failures in the southern parts of Johannesburg, by the way, not only Soweto, Eldorado Park, if you go towards Mondio, there is a cable theft. Because of the darkness, the thieves find it easier. And as you know, with crime, thieves, they move around. You might have burglaries concentrated in one section of a township or one section of town. So they move around. At the moment, they are focusing on the southern part of Johannesburg.
And I use the issue of Soweto because that is where we ultimately saw the death of at least one man, what's being reported, some saying many more people may have been injured when some of the people from Soweto, I think areas such as Pimville, went into an informal settlement known as Chicken Farm. That's now also brought forth an issue where undocumented migrants who are said to be living in that area are being blamed for cable theft. And now you've got this one man who was killed, shot dead, whom we know of. I think his name is Khomotso Diale. Do you think that'll further inflame tensions between locals and African migrants?
Yeah, no, my condolences to the family of the late Mr. Khomotso Diale. I also live in Pimville Zone 7, so in a way he's my neighbor in Zone 5. So I do believe that, I agree with you, Thembekile, that this is going to further inflame tensions. And I do think that there's a lot of frustration and anger out there because not only of electricity, but also, poor healthcare, poor roads, unemployment. But I think that we should warn against knee-jerk responses, blaming others, lashing out, turning people against each other, shortcuts, basically false solutions. I think this is what is happening now in South Africa.
Police Minister Bheki was in the area yesterday, and he's promised, of course, that the police service there will be bolstered because people had complained about the effectiveness of the police resources that are currently available. Do you believe what he's announced, what he's promised, will be enough to get a handle on the situation?
I'm not happy with the Minister Bheki because I think sometimes he's playing to the audience. So, for example, when he was there, some committee members said, you must close down Kliptown police station because these police are not serving us. They are drunk, whatever. And he was clear, no, we won't close down the police station. But then when people started to raise the issue of illegal, so-called illegal migrants, people calling for the clearing out of chicken farms. This is an informal settlement where this happened, where people got shot. He didn't comment about that. So I think that ministers of the ANC must, show leadership and, tell the people where they are wrong. They must have the courage. They must not hide behind what I can call sometimes dangerous divide and rule, xenophobic utterances and attribution.
Just on that note, the promise that police presence, at least numbers, will be bolstered in that area, that part of the south of Johannesburg, that won't be enough because, first of all, the people who are buying these cables also need to be found because without demand, then supply wouldn't be, or the pressure to supply, at least on the criminals, wouldn't be as high, no?
Yeah, but remember also that cable theft, crime in general is also linked to unemployment, So, the ANC government actually, I would say, with all honesty, everything it touches turns to dust. So now the frustration of the people is reaching crisis point. And I think because of poor leadership, as I've indicated, with, Minister Bheki not being forthright with the people, telling them that, hey, there is no way we can remove a whole informal settlement. Hey, we're dealing with crime here. We're not dealing with, xenophobia and things like that. So because of that, things are getting worse. But certainly it will help, resident in Kliptown, resident in Pimville, Soweto, if we have got more police cars, at Kliptown, if we have got more police stations.
Dr. Trevor Ngwane, good to speak to you as always. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.